the Showcase event for Scaling Impact, our accelerator program that helps social enterprises and purpose-driven startups grow their business and prepare for future impact investment. We're so thrilled to have so many of you here in the room tonight and hundreds more joining us online. So thank you very much for tuning in from wherever you are across Australia. For those of you who are actually here in the room in EY, and we'd like to start with a welcome to country by Uncle Michael West from the Metropolitan Local Aboriginal Land Council. So please join me in welcoming Michael. Thank you.
Thank you. Pajadi Gamaroa Gadigal Eora. G'day and welcome to Gadigal Land and Eora Land, everyone. And obviously social impact's very important, and creating a better society is very important when you think about it. I'll quickly get you guys to get out your phones because I'll show you the context of things. On this side, on my right and your left, I'll get you to look at Brewarrina fish traps. Brewarrina fish traps. And on this side, I'll get you to look at Huntingbird Manuscript Vatican. Huntingbird Manuscript Vatican. As Australians, you have a responsibility to look after our culture and our website. Sorry, our sites. Our culture and our sites. So not only for fellow Australians, but humanity itself when you think about it. And these will show you why. We want you to learn about our culture and our sites, which is also your culture and your sites, because we need to keep them safe and we need to keep them looked after for humanity, as I said. Now, what did you find for Huntingbird Manuscript? You see a very familiar face. I bet if it was 10-year-olds, they'd have it done like that now. Don't worry, I was down Google the other week and got them to Google this. They didn't know about this. So Huntingbird Manuscripts Vatican and Brewarrina fish traps. And out in the harbour there, what do you think is the other side? What clan is immediately across the coat hanger? While you're looking that up. Yes, Camaragal. Camaragal is named after the Camaragal clan. Say if you're in a Ngawi canoe, Ngawi, and you're heading inland, what would be next to Camaragal? Starts with W. Wallamadigal. Yes, correct. We are here on the land of Gadigal. What is next door to Gadigal? Starts with W. Wongal. You keep going and you actually hit Parramatta, which is Barramadigal. Barra meaning eel, Barra. And there's a little island out there that is coming back to the Land Council. It's called Memel. Memel means the eye of the eel. Whole creation story about an eel for the harbour and the waterways, and that's where it's resting. It's where those 5 clans meet. So what did you find about the Huntingbird Manuscript? I thought you guys were proficient. Sorry? Yes, there's a cockatoo there. A very familiar face. And what century is that? 13th century. And what did you find for Brewarrina fish traps? They're more than 40,000 years old. More than 40,000 years old. They're the oldest human-made construction in the world. It's important to look after these things. They're quite amazing. And it's important that we just have a moment's silence to pay respects to our ancestors and pay respects to country, because country has been speaking to us lately, hasn't she, the last few decades? Everything we have comes from her. And when you think about it, the firestorms and the rain we've had and the floods means that she's not happy. And we need to respect her. We all go back to her one day and we become part of her, just a natural cycle of life. And we need to pay respects to all Aboriginal, Torres Strait Islander traditional owners, elders and custodians for looking after this wonderful country we all love now. And also think about your journey, and we also need to take a moment, I think, for thinking about those we've lost in the pandemic so far, because we've lost a few, but we've actually done a pretty good job compared to around the world. We've been very community-minded, I think. So if we just have a moment of silence and a moment of reflection, thank you. We have 3 beautiful waterways, the Hawkesbury, Nepean and Georges. These are the aquatic boundaries of our nation. To any of my Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander brothers and sisters, we warmly welcome you from country, from clan, tribe and nation, and to all our brothers and sisters. We belong to one mob, one tribe humanity. We warmly welcome you from the family, the neighbourhood, community and ultimately the country you come from. We share a little planet called Earth, a little blue marble floating through the ever-expanding cosmos. On behalf of Metropolitan Local Aboriginal Land Council members, board elders, you're welcome here. And we understand how important it is for everyone to work together for better social outcomes, for those social determinants, to make a better society. And we should understand that leadership is not about being divisive, it's about being compassionate, it's about understanding equity and equality are two different things, but it's also about bringing people together and always treating people with dignity and respect. RESPCT is a great civil rights leader said, who could belt out a song and made Obama shed a few tears. And we can achieve great things when we all work and walk together. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land, never ceded, and let's have those tough conversations we need to have about dates and other things moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that wonderful welcome to country. I would also like to pay my respects to the traditional custodians of the land and all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who are joining us here this evening. Thank you. Thank you. We'll have those deep conversations, some of which might be happening tonight after some of these presentations today, and hopefully they will happen in the coming years ahead. My name is Jessica Mendoza-Roth, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Social Impact Hub. The Social Impact Hub was founded in 2014 and exists to help change agents, like the social entrepreneurs pitching tonight, maximise their impact. We're a trusted partner for a broad range of bold, forward-thinking organisations who share our vision of a future where people and the planet thrive together. Through advice, education, mobilising capital and ecosystem building, we bring together these organisations to amplify impact. Now, we've been providing impact investment readiness support to social enterprises for many years, with the support of the Impact Investment Ready Growth Grants, which have been funded by the Department of Social Services and administered through Impact Investing Australia. Unfortunately, the scheme is now finished. But what we noticed doing this work was that there were a number of common challenges the social enterprises faced. We were working with them one-on-one, we continue to do so, but there are so many that weren't ready for a growth grant and could learn so many things through working with each other in a peer program. And so that's what led us 3 years ago to design Scaling Impact, a cohort program to support social enterprises to learn from each other, grow, and make progress along their impact investment readiness journey. As Belinda Morrissey from the English Family Foundation and who serves on our board says, it's all about the right capital at the right time. The enterprises you'll hear from tonight have received the golden ticket of support, if you like, with this program. And we hope they've made significant progress on their investment readiness journey over the course of the program. Tonight is the culmination of the 5-month program, and we're very excited to have 7 of the founders from this cohort pitch their social enterprises to you. As you'll see, they're all at different stages on their impact investment readiness journey. Some are ripe and ready for investment to meet the need for high quality impact investment deal flow, while others still have work to do or are looking for philanthropy in the interim. Whatever their ask, tonight is about celebrating and cheering them on. Some of them have decided that impact investment might not be right for them, and the first half of the program, which is focused on growth and deepening their impact, has been the most valuable part. So we invite you to support them in whatever way you can. Following today, there'll be a support QR code on your name tags, and at the end, we'll put it up again. So we encourage you all to connect with the enterprises and support them in however you can do so. And I think it's also really important to acknowledge that tonight's showcase is happening during a very exciting time for the social enterprise movement, both in Australia and globally. Only a few weeks ago, we were really fortunate to attend the Social Enterprise World Forum in Brisbane, Some of you were there. I'm looking at very many familiar faces in the room here who were also privileged to attend. And I think my sense, and I understand many people share this feeling, that there's real momentum around this movement and celebrating Australia's work in this space, including the formation of Social Enterprise Australia and the beginning of the development of a national strategy for social enterprises. We remain really hopeful that the federal government will implement the recommendations of the Social Impact Investing Task Force, and specifically, so relevant to many of you here tonight, co-fund with philanthropy the establishment of an early stage social enterprise foundation. This program has been possible with the support of a remarkable collaboration of funders. It's actually the Department of Industry, through the Incubator Support Initiative, who has provided funding for this program over the last 3 years, together with philanthropy from the Sydney Myer Fund, wonderful support, financial support, and huge amounts of in-kind support, which I'll come back to in a moment, from EY. Thank you, EY. As well as our philanthropic partners for various projects over the last 3 years, the English Family Foundation, who funded the development of the Impact Investment Readiness Diagnostic Tool, the Aaron Abbey Foundation, 7th Street Ventures, and Tanara Philanthropic Advisors. It takes a village to pull off a program like this, and all of the logos of partners on this slide have helped collaborate to make it a reality. So many of the people here have referred enterprises to us, have helped support them, have helped investigate whether they might be able to fund them, have presented at masterclasses, have shared their expertise with the enterprises to help build the pipeline of investable social enterprises. A huge thank you to the Scaling Impact team. The Scaling Impact program managers, Jessica Liang and Jay Bulkin, for your exceptional work ethic. There's Jess, where's Jay? He's back there in the tech, cubby though, back there. Thank you. I think you will all join me in thanking the team. Please give a big thank you. Led by Maya Marcus, and I want to acknowledge Kate Saunders, who led the Scaling Impact program for the first 2 years. Thank you, Kate, for joining us tonight. You've all done a fantastic job in supporting these enterprises, and you've been supported by the whole Social Impact Hub team. So thank you to the whole team and the people on the screen, especially for your efforts in making this happen. I'd also like to particularly thank the members of the Social Impact Hub Professional Impact Network. Some of you are here tonight, some of you are joining us online, who have supported the enterprises. The wonderful Tanara staff who've served as investment coaches, the Scaling Impact Advisory Board members who are here tonight, and many of the guest speakers and presenters. There are too many to name. So we've put them up here on the slide, and apologies if we've missed anybody out, but it has been amazing the number of people who've delivered masterclasses, shared their experiences, conducted impact investment readiness diagnostics, delivered coaching sessions, delivered crucial tailored advisory projects for the enterprises. There are so many people who've been involved in supporting these enterprises, and here are the EY contributors who have done so much. EY has been such a fabulous supporter of the program, hosting a series of bespoke masterclasses, providing tailored advisory. Each enterprise has received one-on-one mentoring from a senior EY team member, and it's all been very tirelessly coordinated by Megan Ball and Tara King. So a huge thank you, Megan and Tara, for your fantastic support and coordination, and thank you to all of the EY staff members, some of whom are joining us tonight and some of whom are on the screen, who have supported the program. It's such a wonderful example of a corporate using meaningful, skilled volunteering to contribute to employee engagement. And many EY team members have remarked to us on what a meaningful experience it's been to use their business skills to work with a social enterprise doing good in the world. So thank you for hosting us here tonight. And on that note, I'd now like to invite EY's Managing Partner of New South Wales, Andrew Price, to welcome us to EY's offices. Thank you.
Well, good evening, everyone, and on behalf of EY, welcome. Uncle Michael, if I can thank you for that very thought-provoking welcome to country, and I too acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, the Gadigal people, and pay my respects to the elders past, present and emerging, and to any Indigenous people here this evening. Obviously, Uncle Michael being one of those. And it is great, I can't quite see it, but I know a number of you can see, looking out at the Harbour Bridge, the Indigenous flag flying on the Harbour Bridge. They've finally got themselves to Bunnings and figured out a solution as to how to get a flag there. So on behalf of EY, welcome, and it's great to see a packed room full of people. Before we came in, we were debating the merits of whether everyone's back or not. I think we've decided with a room like this that it is, people are back in the city and at functions, etc. But in fact, we're also getting one of the few benefits out of COVID, which of course is we have many hundreds of people online. And so the ability to do hybrid events, I think, is something that we're all working through how best to do it. But I know in a room of people like tonight, there is great vibe and energy as a result of being here physically. We all got a lot of common purpose and a lot of great networking. So EY is very happy to welcome you to our offices to facilitate that tonight. Very much looking forward to the conversation. Now, I was going to make a speech. I've got it written here if anyone wants to read it, talking about what EY has contributed and in fact what we get out of being part of supporting this program. Jess has in fact done it all for me, but let me ad lib as to what are the main things that we think about what's important from our point of view. We really do recognise that making a difference in the society in which we live and work and exist is very important. We also realise that at EY we have particular skills that are useful to organisations that are looking to not only to grow and to do good things. And in case you can't tell, I'm an accountant. And so, if I do volunteering, unless I'm doing accounting, I'm not really adding the most I might add. Because, if I go and help with various things that's not using my skills, then in fact that's not going to make the biggest impact. So through working with organisations like we're seeing here tonight, that in fact that is how we can bring all of our professional skills, and we have a lot of people who are talented in many, many things other than accounting, to help organisations like the ones represented here tonight. We can really accelerate the difference that we make. And that program of accelerating that by working with like-minded organisations is the EY Ripples program. And again, as the name suggests, it is about amplifying the impact we might have. So if I can add my thanks to Megan and to Tara for the work that you have done in organising our involvement here tonight. Thank you very much. And also to Mark Conroy, who's the partner in charge of our EY Ripples program here in the Sydney office. So over the course of this 3-year program, we have had some 200 people do all of the things that Jess has described tonight, where we can bring our professional skills and experience, mentoring, et cetera, to help organisations as they work through. It's not a one-way traffic. It's not about us actually giving. I hear very regularly from all of the people who are involved in the program what a great amount of benefit they receive back. And I know personally, I've not been involved in these programs. If anyone needs an accountant, you know where to come. But I do coach through another program, the CEO of a not-for-profit. And to be honest, he hopefully gets a lot out of that. I know I get a lot more out of it. So I think very much on behalf of EY, thank you for the opportunity to be involved with you today in all that you've done, and welcome tonight. So on behalf of EY, welcome. Really looking forward to hearing about the 7 organisations we have that are on their journey. And on behalf of EY, welcome, and catch up with you soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Andrew, and thank you, Mark. It's wonderful that we have been able to facilitate a global Ripples program, be your Australian partner to help make it a reality on the ground here. And EY has been a wonderful partner, so thank you. We look forward to the future. It's a collaboration. It's been an amazing collaboration, and the government has provided some support through the Incubator Support Initiative, as I mentioned. We did have the Minister coming to speak tonight, and he's just sent his apologies because he's been called urgently to interstate. So he's currently on his way to the airport instead of here. So we will skip over Ed Husick, and he will send his comments afterwards, he has promised. He did really want to be here, and he sends his apologies. The final key partner funding the last 3 years of Scaling Impact has actually been philanthropy, and that's the Sidney Myer Fund. And we'd like to thank Leonard Verey and the trustees of the Sidney Myer Fund for supporting the Social Impact Hub over the last 3 years. Leonard is based in Melbourne and he couldn't actually make it tonight in person, but he, instead of being called away on the day, like this afternoon, like the minister, knew that he wasn't going to be here. And so he's recorded a video for us all tonight. So we'll play that now.
Leonard Verey, the Chief Executive Officer of the Myer Foundation, Sidney Myer Fund. We are absolutely thrilled to be supporting the Scaling Impact program. We provide multi-year untied support to Social Impact Hub, who has very giftedly leveraged our grant to secure further funding from government corporates sufficient to bring this program to fruition. Like you, we take the view that the building of a pipeline of investment for social enterprises is a very important thing. Philanthropic dollars are scarce, and we are delighted that this program assists social enterprises to raise finance for their important work. Congratulations to all of the Scaling Impact enterprises pitching tonight. I'm reliably told that the field is very competitive. The fact that you've made it this far is something about which you ought to be congratulated. It really is a pleasure to support your impact investment ready journey. I'll close just by saying that one of the key components of my role is to make assessments as to management capability, and I will say to you that Jess and her team at Social Impact Hub are about as good as it gets. So you're in very good hands, and we're delighted to be playing a small role in this important matter.
Thank you, Leonard. That's very kind. He is actually quite coordinated with his lips and what he says. He's a lovely man. I will repay the compliment, so apologies. That was a little out of sync, but you got the message, I think. And I think a message that is really important and certainly is now emerging as best practice philanthropy is multi-year, untied capacity building funding. And we've been the very fortunate recipients of that type of funding from Sidney Myer Fund. And that has unlocked a whole lot of impact for many enterprises. And I thought it's worthwhile just reflecting for a moment before we get into the pitches tonight of the success over the last 3 years. It's been a huge 3 years. The enterprises that we've supported over those 3 years are on the screen. Here, many of them are joining us virtually from all across Australia because the program actually commenced through COVID and was delivered the first 2 years through COVID, so fully virtually for the first 2 years, and we weren't able to have an in-person pitch night like tonight. We did it all virtually on Hopin. So there's been 24 enterprises who've participated in the last 3 years across 8 areas of impact, including animal health, education, environment, food, gender equality, disability, health, youth, Indigenous issues and employment pathways, many focused on supporting transitions to employment for vulnerable Australians. In addition to these 24 enterprises that have participated in the program directly, an additional 86 enterprises have participated in the masterclasses that we've run. So we've increase the reach of the Scaling Impact program beyond those who were selected through the competitive selection process to enable more enterprises to benefit from the great skills and expertise that we marshalled for the program. We delivered 36 masterclasses, 18 lunch and learn sessions, 120 mentoring sessions delivered by EY, 120 sessions with Entrepreneur in Residence, 72 investment coaching sessions with Tanara Philanthropic Advisors. It's been huge, and it's too early to assess the outcomes because many of these enterprises are in the process now of raising capital. But their asks together, there are 11 enterprises who, through the program, have decided that they are ready to raise finance, and they have either raised or in the process of raising about $8.3 million. So it's a wonderful leverage of the government, philanthropic and corporate support that we've marshalled for this program. I just want to tell you one story of an enterprise on the screen, Umbo, from the first cohort. They met their investor, Fortis River, represented by Chris Murdoch, at the first Scaling Impact Showcase online, an introduction brokered by Kate. They went on to secure impact capital and are now rapidly growing to meet the need for speech pathology and occupational therapy services, especially in regional and rural Australia. So it's just one success story. We could tell a few, but time is short and we'd love to get these enterprises up on stage to share their stories with you tonight. So a few housekeeping notes before they kick off. The toilets are down the corridor from the elevators that you entered in, just down there. We'll follow the evacuation procedures if there's an emergency. Let's hope not. Put your phones on silent, please, but feel free to tweet or feel free to share the love in this room with the world in whatever your preferred social media platform is. And we'll have the website links up as we hear from each enterprise as well. So enough of the formalities. It's time to sit back, relax, and get inspired. We're really excited to have each of the enterprises pitch tonight. We'd like to acknowledge Tanara Philanthropic Advisors, who are sponsoring a $5,000 prize for the best pitch of the evening. The winner is going to be announced to the cohort in the coming days. There's not one winner tonight. It's really about celebrating the progress of all of the enterprises. So there will be a winner, but not tonight. We'll celebrate you all and cheer you all on. So on that note, I'd like to hand over to one of our fabulous program managers, Jess Liang, who'll now introduce the enterprises. Thank you.
Thank you, Jess. So first up, we have Dean Taverner from Pixie. Dean has a really incredible journey this year. He has exponential growth in his business, Pixie, as well as welcoming a recent addition to his growing family. We are really proud of him, the way how he juggles both so well. So please join me in welcoming Dean to the stage.
Hi, I'm Dean, co-founder of Pixie. What does Pixie do? We're a social enterprise about bringing gender equality into bathrooms sustainably. How do we do this? We're providing eco-friendly period products in workplaces, schools, universities, anywhere where people need them. That's right, I'm a guy up here to talk to you about periods. Let's move on. When my wife and co-founder Nina and I first came across talking about this problem together, she thought she was the only one who had been affected. It turns out that 86% of women report having been caught out at work or school without a period product at hand. 20% of girls have missed school due to a lack of access of period products, creating an education disparity across the genders. Toilet paper is freely available. Soap is freely available. Why is this any different? If anything is provided, in most places, it looks a little something like this. Big, bulky, rusty machines that require maintenance, electricity, or worse, $1 coin. Who carries those around anymore? With Pixie, it's different. We've got small, sleek, discrete dispensers that can go up anywhere, including inside cubicles. There's no electricity, no maintenance, no tools required to install them, no payment required from people needing period products. The organizations or building owners pay us to provide this service so that gender equality in bathroom supplies can be reached. But we didn't want to stop there, because this is the landfill waste from a standard consumer packet of tampons. Rayon, polyester, polyethylene, etc. This will stay in landfill for 500 years or more. Globally, we go through 45 billion period products per year. At Pixie, we didn't want to contribute to this. So we provide only 100% organic cotton products. They're wrapped in either recyclable paper or a plant-based biofilm. We're a carbon negative enterprise all the way from the cotton farm to the client's bathroom, and we're a certified social enterprise, donating 50% of our profits to girls' education. We have a few competitors, our main ones being Share the Dignity and Libra. However, they both still have maintenance and servicing requiring dispensers that also require electricity, and are struggling a bit on the sustainability front. Plus One is a charity reliant on donated labour and product to service the people who need their period products. Our main competitor, though, is inertia. This year, we've been overcoming this rapidly. With over 1,500 Pixie dispensers now installed in bathrooms in schools, universities, factories, hotels, and workplaces in every state and territory in Australia, plus New Zealand. We've got an estimated 65,000 women with free access to period products where they work or study every month at the moment. Here are some of the global giants, national icons, and government entities that currently use Pixie to provide for their staff or students. As I said, 65,000 women currently have free access to 100% organic, sustainable period products. We've got around 350,000 ARR and growing rapidly. 0 clients have left once signing up with Pixie, including one who was offered a free alternative. They chose to continue to get Pixie as the superior product, and most of this has happened so far from word of mouth and organic traffic, with less than 5,000 marketing dollars spent in our 2 years trading. We're creating a B2B niche in the $400 million Australian period products industry. In the school space alone, we see a $75 million opportunity in dispensers and period products, which is of course an ongoing product need. Then there's factories, universities, hotels, and more, as we've already shown. So why now? Well, now is the time for this change, because across the world in the last couple of years, here are some of the places where it has been regulated or legislated that period products need to be made freely available in schools, universities, public buildings, or more. All of Australia except the ACT so far, New Zealand, the UK, Ireland, France, and 20 states and counting in the USA. We've gotten this far with a small team, me and my wife and co-founder Nina, who, as Jess mentioned, unfortunately can't make it tonight because whilst we're raising Pixie, we're also raising some human children too. We've got plenty of experience, but most importantly, between us, a shared passion for gender equality and sustainability. We're here to make sure no one gets caught out like Nina has before. So, if you're interested in what we're doing and would like to connect for a potential raise, or know someone or yourself would be interested in joining our growth journey as an advisor on our board, please come and get in touch. And of course, if you know any workplaces, schools, hospitals, hotels, universities, you name it, that don't yet have period products freely available in their bathroom, come talk to us to make sure they're not the last ones. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean. If any of the ladies in the audience tonight need to go to the bathroom, do check out Pixie's products. They are also available here at EY. So next up, we have Alicia Kennedy, or Lissy for short, from Cherished Pets. Over the course of the program, we have known Lissy to be brutally funny and very, very funny as well. So... And over the Zoom calls throughout the program, there would be a cat maybe coming across the keyboard or a dog vomiting in the background. But we have been very proud of the growth that Lissy has had over the program. So please welcome Lissy to the stage.
Hi, my name's Alicia Kennedy. People call me Dr. Lissy. I'm the founder of Cherished Pets. We are the world's first certified B Corporation vet service, so I'm pretty proud of that. Our purpose is to enable the benefits of healthy companion pets and a thriving human-animal bond to be accessible to all people, especially those who are vulnerable. So we support the elderly, people with disabilities, suffering mental health challenge, homelessness and domestic violence. We are redefining the way veterinary business can be done in Australia by providing inclusive and accessible veterinary care. There are 30 million pets in Australia, which means that Australia has one of the highest rates of pet ownership in the world. And through the pandemic, pet ownership boomed, which is putting our vets under pressure. But sadly, the vet industry is in crisis. we have a massive issue with burnout and vets leaving the profession. 67% of vets suffer mental health issues, and vets are 4 times more likely to die by suicide. There is a national veterinary shortage, which is then driving costs up, which is actually increasing the financial barriers for people to access veterinary care. It's a real problem. 37% of pet owners have reported that they can't access vet care. We are tackling these issues through our unique human-animal bond-centred service design. We put pets and their people at the centre of everything that we do, because we know and we understand the true value of pets in human health and well-being. And as part of our service, we have innovated a groundbreaking veterinary social work service that is bridging the gap between human health and animal health services and reducing the burden on our vet teams. At the same time, our dual entity model, we are a social benefit company, the B Corp, and we have our foundation, means that we can provide subsidy funding and access to affordable care. It's very cool. 17 million Australians have 1 or more pets, and we are spending $30 billion a year on our pets, and $4.3 billion of those dollars is spent on vets. We are specifically addressing this market of 6 million plus pet owners who are struggling to access veterinary care because of affordability, and through our funding model we are addressing this gap. So our funding model has 3 parts. We charge a fee for service provided through our veterinary practice, but we can also access package funding for eligible people through aged care, disability, mental health, domestic violence and homelessness. At the same time, through our foundation, which has DGR status, we create subsidy funding packages to further meet the gap. And our foundation receives funding from government, philanthropy, donors, bequests, community grants and all of that. So we are getting traction since we opened our bricks and mortar clinic in 2018, with an annual revenue growth average of 64% and continuing an average of 70 new clients a month. Just recently, we received a $500,000 state government grant from the Victorian government specifically towards our veterinary social work service and our crisis care. We have been able to measure and demonstrate a $740,000 economic benefit through our service in our local community, and we have supported more than 200 social service clients. Our team is this incredible bunch of dedicated, passionate, skilled and very happy people, from our advisory group to our board of directors, our team of social-hearted 5 vets, 5 nurses, 3 groomers and 2 qualified veterinary social workers, plus our admin, fundraising and marketing team, and all wrapped up in this beautiful community of engaged people, which includes 50 fabulous volunteers. Financially, we are on track for $1.1 million revenue this financial year at a 10% profit margin. We will reach capacity in our current clinic in the next 1 to 2 years at $1.5 million, with a forecast 15% profit margin through improving our efficiency of our operations. So we are seeking to raise capital to scale our practice through acquisition of identified, independent, profitable practices, capacity building to centralise and streamline our operations, and through philanthropy to invest in our campaigns and our advocacy and a robust fundraising strategy, and to explore a social franchising model for our social service. At Cherish Pets, we are deeply grounded in our values: together, ethical and choice. And we invite you, through either investment or philanthropy, to become a part of our community and contribute to our growth in our country. And together we can help more pets and their people, like Billy and Mr. Hines pictured here. Thank you.
Pitch is from Agnes Abelson from Trevengers. Agnes has such a gentle soul and she's always giggling on our Zoom sessions. I have found the work for Agnes and the work that Trevenders does super inspiring, and I hope you also find her story inspiring as well. Please welcome Agnes to the stage.
During the pandemic, we all saw what it's like to be restricted in travel and social life. And what if you had always been restricted due to challenges faced just by being yourself? Sorry. One second. Well, this is my sister. She's autistic and she has been restricted her whole life. She's funny, clever, and talented. But failing socially over and over has led to loneliness, anxiety, and depression. And she's not alone. I'm a disability nurse and I've worked 12 years in this space, and I've seen so many young people like her. Oops. In Australia, autistic people are 4 times more likely to struggle with anxiety or depression, and are up to 9 times more likely to die by suicide. 9 times. 100,000 young autistic people have limited travel and socialization options and live in silos. Sorry. Oh, no. Go back. The NDIS funds these activities, but there's a lack of suitable support for this cohort. Even though autism is the largest segment of the NDIS. So what if we could bring all these young people together? And this is why I started Trevenders AU Supported Youth Travel. We make travel and social life possible for young autistic adults, kind of like Kentucky would support. We started 2.5 years ago, and we're a social enterprise. And so far, we've helped 85 young people travel and connect socially. We've done this through 26 trips across Australia and over 220 social events and virtual travel groups. We have 800 subscribers who now knows that this is possible. We also reached 325,000 in revenue so far, and we have a database of 160 social events and trips that can be reused. So we have 3 main services. First, our group trips, which is our main source of revenue. Second, virtual travel groups that can be accessed from anywhere online. And third, our local social events every week. We have a cost-plus model, and our participants, or our travelers, we call them, are able to use up to 80% of their NDIS funding, which means that they can keep coming back. There are 150,000 potential customers in Australia, and they can each access up to 30,000 a year for social events and travel that help them build their independence. Now, if we help them go on 2 trips each, that's a revenue of 945 million. And if we help just 10%, that's 67 million. We have 3 main growth drivers. First, expanding a model into other major cities in Australia. And second, grow our international offerings and grow into inbound tourism, where we've already had expressions of interest from UK and the US. And third, partnerships, building partnerships in tourism and disability space. There are other organisations doing supported travel in Australia, but they mostly target all people of all disabilities together. So our cohort of autistic people are still missing out. And we see this in our customers' feedback when they come to us and say that this is what they've been looking for. We have a passionate team of people with strong backgrounds in autism support, social enterprise, and tourism. We're also backed by a highly knowledgeable advisory board. Furthermore, we've been backed by some reputable organisations, and we were recently nominated in the New South Wales Tourism Awards. We could continue to bootstrap and grow slowly, but we have waitlists in other states, and we would like to use our first mover advantage and sooner meet the need. We are therefore looking for $300,000 in funding to grow into other states quicker and help these young people that need it so much. Australia and the world only just starting to see the pressing need for the autism community and the neurodivergent communities. With increased focus both from governments and from the general public. Now that travelling is restarting, we believe that this is a perfect time to make travel and belonging possible for all young adults. Thank you.
Thank you, Agnes. Next up, we have Tony Rothhacker from Youngster.co. Tony has been an amazing contributor to the program, having asked more questions than anyone else in the program. Very generous with his time, sharing resources with the cohort. He may look intimidating at first, but he's a real softie. Please join me in welcoming Tony to the stage.
Hello, everyone. I thought I might start with a question. Who here knows a teenager who knows how to use a mobile phone? Hands up. We might have a job for him or her. By the way, thank you, Mark, for all your support. It was really great. And I hope I can say that I have gained a friend. And I hope we can see you in Coffs Harbour. So I'm from Coffs Harbour, regional Australia. And one of the biggest challenges we found in regional Australia is to find jobs for our young people. And youth unemployment is a big issue. And not only that our youngsters have been challenged throughout the COVID-19, but also they get drawn into the social media space and technology so much. They are so natural in it, but sometimes social media can be a bit addictive and they spend far too much time on it. So how about finding a way to actually give them opportunity to do something meaningful, give them real jobs where they can learn essential employability and life skills? And that's what we are set out to do. On the other hand, what we are also addressing is our seniors. They are lacking in tech knowledge. They want to have connection to the community, but sometimes they're struggling. In COVID-19 times, that was very evident. And obviously, we have shortage of care staff. The CEDA recent report showcased that 20% of all aged care workers left in the last 12 months, and it's expected another 20% will leave in the next 12 months. There's a real dilemma we have here. So, we have created something unique, something that we thought, what if we combine the two cohorts in a safe and secure manner? What if you find a way to employ young people and pay them to help our seniors and learn essential employability skills, life skills, basically get their first job. And they are so good at it. How about if we get a community together and show them that we value them for their tech skills that they have? And this is a perfect example from a session at the CBD in Coffs Harbour, where we had a lovely lady. She was trying to go into the shopping center, buying some socks in the COVID-19 times, but she couldn't get in because her vaccination certificate didn't work. She needed to have valid vaccination certificate on her phone and didn't work. Luckily, we had a young Sonny. He was helping her within half an hour. She was able to go and buy her socks. So stories like that just showcase the benefits of this intergenerational approach and creating jobs. So how it works? We have created a platform that helps us with sign up of organizations, youngsters, and seniors. That means seniors who don't have an email. It is a challenging thing to do, to create a platform where you don't need an email to sign up. And thank you to my co-founder, Finn, my younger self, helping to put it together. So my co-founder, so thank you, Finn. And obviously, vetting is very important. So we want to be the trusted guide to make sure that all our youngsters are vetted and they know what to do. So we train them in essential customer service skills. And also, basically, what is important for the seniors to do, guide them to the table, come in with a clean shirt, come in on time, on all those essential skills that future employers are looking for. Obviously, we make possible that the connection is happening at the safe space, which is shopping center, library, neighborhood center. And we collect feedback after each session that the youngster gets with the senior half an hour in the shopping center. We collect feedback after each session. That is extremely important because not only we collect the feedback, what can we do better, but we also get the feedback. And if the youngster gets 4 or 5 stars, we pay them a bonus. So we incentivize them to really learn those essential customer service skills. So we have created a platform that is simple, automated, scalable, and safe. mobile first. So far, we have 950 youngsters on board, 35 participating locations, and 4.87 average feedback right now. The live data is actually presented on our website. So if you go on youngster.co, our website, you will see the live data, what we are actually achieving. It's real, directly from the platform. So what we actually do, how it works, our service is we set up group sessions. Group session means half an hour, one-on-one session in the shopping center, library, neighborhood center. It's always this personalized one-on-one. And we also now set up private sessions. So when the youngsters are 18, they are vetted, they have learned those essential customer service skills, we allow them to do home visits. And obviously, they get rewarded financially. So our ask is, if you know anyone in the retail shopping center space who not only want to increase the dwell time, but also want to connect with the community, and we demonstrate our social return on investment through our advice from EY as well, and quantify the social benefit. Libraries, councils, aged care, independent living service providers, and home care providers. Schools and TAFE, if they are looking for work experiences and make it part of their course delivery, we're looking for partnering with schools, and we have many on board already. So if you want to make a difference, helping us to create jobs for the youngsters and create the workforce for the future, especially incentivize them to come into the aged care and help us to look after the seniors, so the seniors can help us to teach them and leave a legacy, please join us and connect with us. Thank you.
Next up, we have David Leahy from Goodwill Wine. David definitely knows his wine best out of the cohort, having sold wine online for the last 10 years. Hailing from Melbourne and a social enterprise veteran in this space, Dave had done so well in the cohort, and we are excited to hear his story tonight. Please join me in welcoming David to the stage.
In 2009, I lost most of what I owned in the Black Saturday bushfires. And while I've been a volunteer for much of my adult life, I'd never actually been on the end of needing charity. But when I finally worked up the courage to ask for it, it was there. I was given $15,000 through the Red Cross Bushfire Appeal, money that had been put into tins all over the country by everyday Australians. And it was their generosity that gave me the chance to start again. Overwhelmed by their support, I decided to start a business that would pay it back. I moved into a little shed with my swag, and with that $15,000, Goodwill Wine was born, a disruptive online wine business that empowers its customers to choose for themselves which charity they want to receive 50% of our profit. My goal was to reward the supporters of good causes with great wines. Hello. My name's David Leahy, and I'm the founder and CEO of Goodwill Wine, Australia's only certified social enterprise wine company. We exist to offer an ethical alternative to what is an everyday purchase, while supporting hundreds of charities along the way. And we do this by tapping into parcels of boutique, often award-winning wines, available in quantities too small to be of interest to the big online wine players. These wines exist in almost every single vineyard around the country. In a highly competitive online wine world worth more than $500 million a year, we've forged ourselves a niche, enjoying a 40% return rate, a customer loyalty metric virtually unheard of in this space. With 300 charities that we support, we have given back almost $500,000. And we've done this almost entirely through word of mouth alone. Our impact has been massive. We've provided 200,000 meals for Australians living in poverty, 50,000 meals for people seeking asylum here in this country. We've funded 6 international animal cruelty investigations for Animals Australia, and we've helped rehome 50 orangutans for the Orangutan Project. We've bought defibrillators and high-vis wet weather gear for volunteer fire brigades, and we've even saved 12 whales by paying for the fuel for Sea Shepherd's Southern Ocean campaign. And this is just the beginning. So who is Goodwill Wine? Aside from a small and passionate team, we have a board of experienced advisors. Michael Scarbeck, our creative director, is one of the country's most highly awarded creatives. Chris Pyra market research executive, has over 20 years' experience in the retail alcohol trade. And more recently, Philip Vernon, ex-CEO of Australian Ethical Super, and Wendy Rattray, CFO of Unilever, have stepped in to help us negotiate through our next stage of growth. This year, Goodwill Wine will turn over a revenue of around $1 million. And there's no doubt that we are still a small, grassroots, for-profit, for-purpose company, having only just dipped our toes into the world of online marketing. But it is through investment in this digital marketing space that we aim to achieve significant growth. Our recent in-house marketing campaigns have seen a 20-fold higher return on ad spend than the cookie-cutter third-party digital agencies that we've engaged in the past. And to this end, we aim to follow Australian Ethical Super's lead, and we're going to develop a powerful in-house marketing team to build on this success. Goodwill Wine is looking for investment to help us grow. We know that a $200,000 marketing spend will more than double our yearly revenue. It'll help us expand our range while exploring the previously untapped B2B and bricks and mortar marketplaces. We believe that with your help, we can rapidly grow this business into a $5 million a year turnover. And we'd love to take you on that journey with us. I want to thank you for your time today. I look forward to fielding any of your questions over the coming weeks and months. And I hope to be satiating all of your corporate gifting needs this Christmas. I'd just like to leave you with one of our most recent ads. We're really proud of it. I hope you like it, and cheers to you all.
Thank you, David. So next up, we have Marianne Harris from RoboFit. And Marianne is an amazing human being. She's super passionate about the work she does with exoskeletons. And in every conversation I have with you, I'm learning something new. So I hope the audience also learned something new tonight. So please join me in welcoming Marianne to the stage.
Good evening, everyone. My name's Marianne Harris. I'm here to talk to you about RoboFit. RoboFit is Australia's first robotic rehabilitation centre focused on harnessing new and emerging technologies to help individuals with neurological and musculoskeletal conditions. Before I take you down our journey to date, I'll take you a little bit into our past. That man, handsome man, I should say, because he's in the back, sitting next to me is my husband, Daniel. In 2010, Daniel had a balcony collapse, resulting in a C4-5 incomplete spinal cord injury. During his 10-month stay in hospital and upon discharge, we were constantly told by doctors to expect little to no movement from his neck down and for him to accept a word which we all hate post-COVID, his new normal. When we came home, existing therapy options were limited, resource expensive, and expensive. They focused on prevention rather than recovery and restoration. There was a poor understanding of new and emerging technologies in the health space, and they were hard to access. With the clients we work with, the two main cohorts, besides cerebral palsy, acquired brain injury and MS, are stroke and spinal cord injury. In Australia, there are 20,000 individuals living with spinal cord injury and over 450,000 stroke survivors. A number with an ageing population is expected to increase to 819,000 by 2050. Combined, they have an annual economic impact of $10 billion. So why RoboFit? When we first came across this new technology from a Japanese manufacturer, Cyberdyne, We couldn't imagine why nobody else was using this new and emerging technology that had been around since 2008. So first we tried to bring it to existing clinics and operations, but following 3 visits to Japan and Dan undertaking month-long intensive bouts of rehabilitation and seeing his incredible progress, we decided to start our own business. So the technology harnesses the wearer intention. Other than other exoskeletons on the market that perform the complete movement or are passive exoskeletons, Cyberdyne's technology has a unique feedback mechanism using electrodes picking up the wearer's signals being sent from their brains. And now what we're looking at is a topic of neuroplasticity. So when Dan was at hospital, I was a naive 21-year-old studying exercise science and peppering doctors with questions about neuroplasticity. Now it's a more common word than it was back then, but what this device does, it provides a neurofeedback loop to the brain on what's working. We all have highways we drive down every day, and when there's a traffic accident or an obstacle on the road, we take the back roads. What we're trying to do with this technology and other emerging fields with stem cell treatments and epidural stimulations on the market is we're looking for those back roads. We're looking to create new neural connections that can encourage neural pathways to be formed, creating more functional improvements for individuals who are devastated by the impacts of stroke or spinal cord injury. The goal is to turn these neural pathways into highways so that they're driven every day. The way we do this is with our RoboFit centres. We have clients that come and interstate, travel to our new clinic that we've just moved into in North Wollongong. We've been in operation since April 2021, and they access block-style training, where they come to work with us for 5 days a week for 4+ weeks at a time. We also have partnerships with hospitals and research institutes. We're the exclusive distributor across Australia and New Zealand for Cyberdyne, the manufacturer, and we also provide the valuable training for allied health professionals to be able to use this technology. So it only takes 1 to 2 weeks for them to be able to pick up and implement it in their sessions. This is our team, which is growing. So alongside Daniel and myself, we have a team of exercise physiologists, physiotherapists, as well as other individuals across finance, marketing and admin and sales. Myself, I come from a background in aged care. Shortly after Daniel's discharge, I joined our family's aged care business, where we redeveloped and ran a 120 bed facility up until its exit, which were acquired for over 75 million in 2017. So the milestones to date, we've launched Australia's only neurocontrolled exoskeleton clinic. We reached capacity within 6 weeks. We moved into a new master training centre in Wollongong. We've reached over $500,000 in sales. We're on track to hit 1.6 million in the next financial year and 4.8 after that. We have waiting lists across Australia for clients wanting to access this technology. So we're opening our Sydney site in November, launching the world's first paediatric exoskeleton in the first quarter next year, have a co-location with the Health Innovation Precinct and advancing research into neuroplasticity. So why are we here in the room with you tonight? We're here because of Dan's ethos, never say never. We're here to partner with people who want to explore what's possible. So people who are partners in research, clinicians, hospitals, with a large focus on neuroplasticity, emerging technologies, stem cell treatments, and pharmaceutical interventions that encourage neuroplasticity. We've raised venture debt already to begin with, and we're looking for value-aligned impact investors for a round opening in the coming months, where we'll be raising $1 to $1.5 million to open 2 more additional sites after our Sydney site, with each clinic breaking even at month 6. So I began the story with Dan, and I'm going to end the story with my husband, Dan. His journey and using this technology was fundamental for him to be able to relearn to walk, to the point where in 2017, on the 1st of December, he surprised me with a first dance at our wedding. So I hope that inspires you tonight to never say never and keep exploring what's possible. So thank you.
Thank you, Marianne. And last but not least, we have our final pitch tonight. Maddie Jones and Gally Blaka from The Good Box. The Good Box have been a dynamic duo, bringing such positive energy to the cohort and really soaking up all the learnings in each masterclass. So I'm really excited for you all to hear their story tonight. Please join me in welcoming The Good Box to the stage.
Hi everyone, I'm Gully and this is Maddie, and we're the co-founders and directors of The Good Box. Gully and I used to work together at a media agency here in Sydney. We walked past a man sleeping rough underneath our building, getting stepped over as if he was a piece of rubbish. We knew then that something needed to change, and so we created The Good Box.
The Good Box is a charity and social enterprise that provides dignity and connection to people experiencing homelessness through Good Boxes, which are gift boxes that include first-hand quality essentials such as food and hygiene items. We also facilitate homelessness education events for schools and businesses. I wanted to start by sharing a story about Damo. We handed Damo a Good Box 5 years ago when he was sleeping rough on the streets of Sydney. He told us that he hadn't spoken to a soul in months and that he had even forgotten that he was human. Following his interaction with the Good Box, Damo found the strength to keep going and has been housed for 3 years and even works with the Good Box, handing out boxes to those who are in the position that he was once in. And Damo is with us in the audience tonight. Hey, Damo!
So it's clear from Damo's story that homelessness sucks, and Damo agrees with the 3 problems that we have identified. Millions of Australians are in need of basic essentials. The less talked about problem is that these people are incredibly isolated, and charities in the space are lacking the resources to make those connections.
Based on this, we created a 3-pronged solution. Firstly, we help restore the dignity of those experiencing homelessness through Good Boxes, which include a variety of high-quality, first-hand essentials such as a muesli bar or a toothbrush. It also includes a personal, handwritten message of hope. There are different boxes for different demographics, which then get handed out through our charity partners.
Our boxes are also a tool to help our charity partners focus on what they are funded to do. Our own impact measurement shows that Good Boxes free up 20% of the charity workers' time.
And lastly, we remove the stigma surrounding homelessness through our education events for schools and businesses, helping to create a more empathetic society.
Gully and I started the Good Box with $15,000 after winning a pitch competition in late 2018. Since then, we've built a sustainable business, been featured in mainstream media, and have been recognised as finalists in multiple awards. But more importantly, we've helped bring dignity and connection into the lives of over 20,000 people nationally, with packing hubs in Brisbane and Melbourne. We have 4 different revenue streams: income from our boxes, corporate sponsorship, events, and grants, which combined generated almost $500,000 in revenue this past year.
Our impact has increased immensely, and that is because there is no one doing what we do. The one constant message that we get from our charities is, can we have more boxes? And that's because if the Good Box wasn't around, they would be putting together Ziploc bags with whatever can be found. We have 15 organisations right now on our wait list, and that is inclusive of 6 public health and correctional services. And these services, lost myself for a second. and that's inclusive of 6 public health and correctional services. And among the homeless community, there's already a mistrust towards the police and public health. And now these services are seeing the Good Box as the solution to bridge this gap and connect. And the one amazing thing that I have to mention about the Good Box is that we collaborate with all of our charities, and I even saw one of our charities here tonight.
We are backed by highly experienced, skilled, and accomplished board members, staff, and lived experience speakers. Our intention is to continue building the Good Box so that we're in a position to take on impact investment in the future. To do this, we are seeking $1 million in philanthropy over 5 years to expand our existing footprint, expand our events to employ more lived experience speakers like Damo, and expand our packing hubs geographically, particularly into regional and remote areas, helping over 100,000 people receive Good Boxes. We've already secured 1 philanthropist, and we're looking for more to come on this journey with us.
Please get in touch and help us connect vulnerable people 1 box at a time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Maya Marcus. I'm the head of Impact Education. I'm not going to try and match the energy of Gali and Maddie because they're just incredible. But just to wrap up, I want to say a huge congratulations to all of the enterprises, not just for tonight and their incredible pitches, but for the entire 5 months we've worked with them. They've all progressed so far and had so much work that they've put in and so much time. And it's been a huge pleasure for our whole team to get to know them and get to work with them. And I hope you all connect with them tonight. You can use this QR code and we'll make introductions for you and you can join their journey as well. And this is the third and final year of the Scaling Impact program in its current iteration, but we're about to go into a process of evaluation and iteration and really look at what's the best possible way that we can support enterprises moving forward. So if you'd like to be part of the journey and the next evolution of the program, please get in touch as we'd love to hear from you. For those of us who are online, we're going to say goodbye to you now and move into networking. For those who are in the room, we're going to move into networking. There'll be a stand with each social enterprise, so please do go and talk to them. We also have canapes and food and drinks generously provided by EY. And so once again, a huge congratulations to all of our enterprises and a huge thank you to all of you for joining us and for your support. Thank you, everyone.